Alright, y'all. MTV Cribs, Hurricane Edition, Part 3. Because I've moved. Back at my own place, yo. Check this shit out. Wha! Fuck yeah, dude. So, got a massive upgrade. Got my room. It's a fucking mess, as always. Roommates, don't worry about him. Because, you know, he probably don't want the whole world to see his shit. But yo, check this out, check this out, check this out. Whole tent full of supply. We got a whole pantry, yo. Like, a whole pantry tent. I was sleeping in this for like a day. Hold on, let me pardon my fingers and my excitedness and my everything. But, you know, I'm fresh out of work and you get a whole new sense of yes when you gotta work for the day. But yeah, got a whole setup here. Back in my own place on Canal de la Redacted, San Carlos Island. Pretty much, front line of the bullshit. Aside from Estero, which, hey, I mean, good news. The residents and permit holders and business owners and all the insurance agents and all that good shit. Well, the floodgates got open to them yesterday, which means they repaired the bridge enough. Search and rescue has been concluded enough that as of yesterday, as far as I know, they said, start coming on back. Start taking stock. Start taking inventory. And start your fucking cleanup like everybody else. So that's good. As last I heard, they still got a 7 o'clock curfew. So the problem with looters is still a whole fucking thing. And it's only going to get worse now that Estero's more or less beginning their process. You know, people are going to try dumb shit if they haven't already. And it makes us all the more apprehensive on San Carlos Island here, because now the checkpoint is right at the bridge instead of on Pine Ridge and San Carlos Boulevard. The good news for that, I can come and go from my fucking island all I want now. I can have people come to me. And I can get off and I can get back. No problems, don't have to deal with no police or anything like that. You know, it's the stress was all I've got is like my Michigan passport and everything. It's just like 9 years old, right? And then I've got like 2 check stubs. It's got my address and where I work here and everything. And our accountant was supposed to sort a lot of that stuff out, but since they moved the checkpoint, I'm not as worried about it anymore. Especially if I just link up with one of my neighbors who those dudes was used to seeing. Shit, you're fine. So I guess this went from cribs to you know, another what the hell's going on sort of thing. But hey, some people might be looking for word of mouth from the locals instead of the magic picture box, because the magic picture box is magic for telling lies and making things up. It's one of those I can't even bother to watch the news anymore, is because it's just a propaganda machine. But we won't get into that. All in all, we're doing what we can. Seeing we're gonna have to combat some ants, but we were already combating ants before all this. But yeah, service is pretty good on the island again, especially now that there's a lot less people on it. I mean, there's still a fair amount of people on it, but there's a lot less than normal and a lot less tourists coming through, so the bandwidth ain't being stolen. So that's great. I can upload videos from home now. We're gonna get a generator here soon, so I'll be able to like keep my phone consistently charged and things like that, and get the slow roll back to normalcy, as normal as you can have it. Sleeping in a tent in your own backyard. We're gonna bulldoze this fucking place. You can't even get in there anymore to try and salvage anything. Not that anything's worth really salvaging after over a week. The floors have just stayed saturated the whole time with all that shit on them, and they're just slowly doing this number. I like put a mask on, went in there to take a shit yesterday, and I was like, no more of this, no more of this. The toilet's already had it anyways, and the floor is just bowing and buckling every single time. So I'm like, all right, no more of that. So yippee, to go do calls in nature. I gotta travel, but just the little things, man. You learn in this process everything you take for granted, you know. things like air conditioning and, you know, a working toilet and showers and stuff like that. You know what my shower is? You know what my shower is now? You know, I'm back on the MTV Cribs thing. This is some shit I picked up in the military, alright? Baby wipes. Hit your pits, right? Hit your groin. Call it a fucking day. That's a field shower if I've ever been taught one when I was in the infantry. So, you know, it's those little things that you draw back. And then as well, the decade of being one of those nobodies that everybody is just like, oh, so you're a real life Forrest Gump. You know, you travel around the country and you set up 1,000,001 fucking camps. Eventually those skills gonna come in handy. So is the mental resilience, yo. The being exhausted and then going to bed exhausted and then waking up exhausted and then rinse repeat. That's what we're doing here. So anyway, this is me. As to you, this has been another glorious rendition of MTV Cribs, Hurricane edition, words, whatever the fuck. Get the hell out of my camera.